Hi, it's Anthony from Anthony's Expired Film. Today I'd like to talk about another one of my favorite cameras that I like to shoot. It's a 35 millimeter camera that was released in 1951. There was a consumer version, which is the one I have. There was a version made for the Army, which is kind of a dark green color. And then there was an Air Force version in black. It's called the Kodak Signet 35. It's a 35 millimeter camera with large controls and dials to make it easy for those in the service who use gloves out in the field. It makes it a lot easier. It's really a nice compact 35 millimeter camera. I really love it. I've used it several times. The lens on this camera is a 44 millimeter Ektar lens f3.5. The camera sold for about $90 to $95 back in 1951. That's around $1,000 in today's dollars. So this was a premium camera. It wasn't just a brownie. It was a premium camera. It was made in the U.S. It wasn't one of the German-made Kodak cameras that were popular at the time. You'll notice that it has a red dot with the word Kodak on it. Gee, isn't there another camera that has a red dot that the young people go crazy over? What was the name of that camera? Anyway, a feature that is kind of cool with this camera is on the back, there's a exposure calculator for the popular films of the day. You slide the bottom to the film that you have loaded, then you can slide to the weather conditions. Is it sunny, partly cloudy? And then it'll give you a combination of shutter speed and aperture that will suit the day. It wasn't just ISO, it had the names of the Kodak films. So it had Super XX, which at the time was around a 200 ISO film. There was Plus X, which was 125, Pan X, which was it's short for Panatomic X. That was an ISO 32 film. And of course Kodachrome, which was ISO 25. So the shutter speeds go from bulb, 25, 50th of a second, 100th of a second, and 300th of a second. And the aperture range goes from 3.5 to f22. You can easily use 400 ISO film in this camera, and it'll come out really nice. So let's see the film. The film I wanted to use was the one that just came out recently, the Phoenix 2. I've shot the Phoenix 1 that came in the red box. I think it came out in December of 23. And it really favors the reds, the oranges, the yellows, really saturated type colors with a lot of contrast, a lot of grain, and not very good latitude. So if you go if you go one stop over, that's okay. But if you go 2 or 3 stops over, it's overexposed, and you'll white out all of the sky. And then if you make it too underexposed, the dark areas will be black, and you won't be able to get detail from the dark areas. But the new Phoenix version actually is pretty good. I really like this film very much. It has a normal color balance. It still has some grain. For a 200 ISO film, it has a little more grain than you're used to. It looks like the grain from a 400, but it's not too bad. But the colors are very nice. I really like this film. I like what they've done, what Harman has done with this film. It's a great film. So now, without further ado, we're going to go out to our intrepid photographer, Tony, out in the field, who's got this camera and a roll of this film. He's getting ready to shoot some pictures. So take it away, Tony. The Kodak Signet 35, and I'm using, all right, here's the film. I'll just show you, and I'll shut up and I'll show you instead. Phoenix 2. I just got it in today from Reform Film Lab, which is where I get my film from. So I'm giving it a shot. Let's see how it does in the Signet 35. So they say that this one is better shot at 200, although if you shoot it at 160, you'll get a little more in the highlights. So I may do some at 200, some at 160. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. All right, that's it. Thanks a lot, Tony. As always, you're doing a great job. So let's take a look at the results with Harman Phoenix 2 loaded in the Signet 35 camera. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. The shutter sound you hear is actually from this camera. So take it away. Let's see some of the results. See, I think you'll agree the film is much improved from Phoenix 1. I know I really liked it, and so I bought a couple of rolls of 35 and a couple of rolls of the 120 version, and I'll be using that very soon. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks for following along. Be sure you like and subscribe my videos. There'll be more in the future, and I want you to take care of yourself. Shoot a lot of film. It's a lot of fun, and enjoy. Take care. Okay. As you can see on the top, there's a dial to advance the film, and there's a dial to rewind the film. And there's also the frame counter. You have to set the frame counter to 0, and then it'll count the number of photos that you take on your roll.